In The Witcher Season 3, we had an unexpected shining moment toward the end. In episode 6, which we both think that this is probably the best episode of The Witcher Season 3. It was kind of goofy, it was kind of extravagant, whatever, but it was probably the best. Our boy, Stregobor, came in clutch at the end with his fire magic and torched the whole scene. And so that got us thinking, like, dude, Stregobor is kind of a badass in this moment. But now we're thinking back in the previous seasons, he kind of may have been a badass the whole time. I think this guy's kind of based. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's been given a bad rap this whole time. Kind of like our Witcher coverage. Go ahead, smash that like button real quick if you want to.
Please and thank you.
But Stregobor, dude, he was right from the beginning. I don't know why. I think maybe that's just what the show wants you to think. Like, I was not supposed to kill this girl who was born beneath the black sun rent-free. Girl's a bitch the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was right.
She was a super bitch, dude. And dude, he was right about, okay, he may not have been right about this prophecy, but I see more evidence for him being right than not. We never get any confirmation that it wasn't true. For anybody who doesn't remember, back in season 1, there was some kind of a apocalyptic prophecy that there was an evil goddess that was going to come back and exterminate the human race under the condition of like 60 women wearing golden crowns, pouring a river with blood. They're all born at the same time under an eclipse. Okay, so it's kind of specific requirements. It just so happens that Renfrey and a bunch of other women, and she was highborn, by the way, she's a princess, a bunch of other girls are born in a river under an eclipse in this specific time period. And when he experiments on Renfrey to kind of see, hey, you know, I don't really want this prophecy to come true. I better check this girl out. Turns out she's resistant to magic and hunts him the rest of her life. I guess you should say her life. Yeah, not his life. He lives a long ass time. That's kind of suspicious, don't you think?
Yeah. Well, hold on, real quick. It's suspicious. It's like, after I tortured you this whole time, you're gonna now turn back on me and try to like kill me? Suspicious.
I think it is. I think it is.
Let you know what? You're right. She holds on to a grudge like every other woman in the world does, and just for that, she should be executed on spot. So yeah, I totally agree.
And then if you want some icing on the cake, then you can go into the fact that she's probably going to usher in the apocalypse for humans. If you really need that. If you really
the footnote of my claims why end this woman is one, she holds a grudge. 2, she might bring the end of the world. But Stregobor's right. He also hates elves, and by far the worst part of the Witcher TV show, and we're only talking about the show, we're not talking about the books at all.
Yeah, we don't
the show, every time an elf is on screen, I want to claw my eyes out.
Dude, it's painful, man.
It's awful. And I will say a quarter of the time, I hate Yennefer's scenes. So, you know, that adds up as well.
That's true. Yep, that's 100% if you ask me. Yeah, he hates Yennefer. He's supposed to be this racist character, whatever you want to say against the elves. Show me a plot thread in this show or Witcher Blood Origin where the elves are not huge pieces of shit. Like we keep on being told like, oh yeah, the humans, they came from a foreign land, invaded the elves' territory, and then genocided them. I don't see any evidence of that whatsoever. In the Witcher Blood Origin, we see an elf, a blelf even, seize power from these monoliths, whatever, go to a different dimension and try to, you know, genocide everybody, as far as I'm concerned. We also see an elf princess like betray her brother, her boy toy, or whatever it was, get him killed for her own pleasure. Dude, I don't even know.
Don't forget that the Lark and almost all the people on that, whatever you want to call it, ragtag team of Blood Origin were elves, because there were no humans at the time. It was elves and dwarves, and it was awful. And so that's another reason why all elves should be killed in this show.
And that's not just in the past, in the present too. That dude Philivandrel or whatever, the one who kidnapped Geralt, who hangs out with that like goat devil weird furry thing. Remember that from the first season? Mm-hmm. Based on that alliance alone, they need to go. His sister is insufferable as shit. Okay, it's real talk though. Allying with Nilfgaard, the most cringe and useless but somehow still super powerful organization in this whole continent, basically just using them though to try to, you know, regain the elven power, whatever you want to say. It's just, I hate them, dude.
We should never forget that Nilfgaard had the foreskin armor from season 1. That's always forever ingrained in my brain.
Designed by elves, I'm pretty sure.
Stregobor, though I'm on his side right now, he's got a mark against him. He doesn't embrace the bald. You know, he has a little bit of that, you know, 6 head going. Like, dude, just shave it off. And in this last season, his eyebrows are out of control.
No.
Well,
what? Come on. The eyebrow, that almost
makes compensating.
Almost makes up for. I didn't even, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even notice him not embracing the bald in this season due to the eyebrows. I think this is a masterwork, dude.
His eyebrows are so big, it almost reaches the same distance as like a normal person's forehead from their eyebrows to their hairline, and his hairline's like on the back of his head. Like,
dude, that is base. Listen, one day my hairline's gonna be back there. One day, sooner than I would hope. By the way, sooner than I would hope. And when that happens, I'm gonna wish that my eyebrows looked like half of what his eyebrows look like, because it's a good distraction.
Stregobor is the real hero. Also, a lot of people know this. He's Mads Mikkelsen's brother. His name is Lars Mikkelsen, the actor, at least
Yeah,
in the
I
Witcher
didn't even
series.
know that. Literally, Don told
So,
me that 2 seconds before we started recording this, but that is super based. Listen, bottom line, Stregobor is based. Whatever you want to think of him, call him racist, whatever. He's based.
he's just pulling elf statistics, and you just don't want to agree with them. That's fine.
That's right. It's like an AI loose online. They're going to find the truth. And really, Geralt is kind of like the representation, especially in the early. No, actually, through the whole series, Geralt is kind of like that neutral, unbiased justice, or it's supposed to
Yeah.
be. And what ends up happening in the first season? Yeah, he says, I don't kill women or humans. I only kill monsters. He ends up killing Renfrey. He ends up slaughtering her like the animal she is. And who warned him? Oh yeah, that's right, Stregobor.
And you know what's funny enough, after this whole awesome scene with Strega Geralt finally leaves that little whatever medallion he got from Renfrey aside. He's like, finally, like I see the ways of Stregobor. Stregobor actually inspired him to like, yeah, that bitch was crazy.
Paved the way for Geralt's story arc, the first story arc he actually had. Dude, I love it. Stregobor is now my favorite character.
Stregobor, I think he's dead, but rest in power, my boy. May you live in an area now where there is no longer pointy-eared bitch elves to bother you.
No Welfs, no Blelfs. Kill them all.
Well, let us know what you think about Stregobor. Smash that like button like Stregobor was smashing elves in that final episode in episode 6.
You know he was.
And subscribe if you want some more content like this.